And you know what that means? Fire it up, 644-6767. What's your beef next?
Pull them out!
We want to know what's bothering you in the world of sports. Give Murph a call at 312-644-6767. That's 312-644-6767. And tell him what's beefing you in the world of sports. What's Your Beef is brought to you by Brown's Chicken Sandwiches and Catering and BrownsChicken.com.
BrownsChicken.com to find the nearest Browns location to you. Hey, there's one just up ahead on the right. Pull in. Oh, you're hungry. Look at it. It's 24 and a half minutes after 12 o'clock. Your stomach's growling. How about an Italian beef at Brown's? Dipped, dry, wet. An Italian sausage at Brown's. See, they do it the Chicago way. You know it tastes better. Put them together. You really got a hunger today at lunchtime. Frank Portillo, the president of Brown's, his favorite of all the great items at Brown's is the combo. The Italian beef, the Italian sausage, put it together. Call it a combo. Let's get to the phone lines and see what you, the Chicago sports fans, beefing about today. Lizard on the north side. Hey, Lizard.
How you doing, Murph?
Fine, Lizard. What's your beef?
Murph, my beef is with third base coaches that don't know what they're doing.
What else is new, right?
Yeah, you got it.
What happened that set you off here, Lizard?
Third base coach, it's bottom of the ninth.
Yeah.
Your team is rallying. You have men on first and second.
Yeah.
A left-handed batter hits ball to the left fielder. Left fielder is going to concede the run.
Yeah.
The third base coach holds up the runner coming from second base, which is an insignificant run.
Right.
Almost pulls the man's hamstring. He scores anyway.
Yeah.
And you don't get the tie-in run at third base because the left fielder conceded the base.
You know, Lizard, I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not saying it's difficult, but I'll tell you one thing. These guys, all around baseball, not just our own guys, though we do have two of the worst here, Cox and Quaddy, I'll say that, even though that's more like tool of the week time. But, Lizard, they don't use their brain as far as the strategy, the situation. You talk about situational hitting from a hitter, situational pitching from the pitcher. How about situational decision-making by the third base coach?
You got it, Murphy. You know what the solution is to this is?
You and me coaching third.
No, Murph. Get the manager, Murph.
Yeah.
Get the manager out of the dugout. Let him go coach third base.
I love it.
Take the third base coach, put him at first base.
Yeah.
Take the first base coach, put him in the bullpen. let your guy on the dugout. He runs the team. Leave the pitching coach alone.
It's like piggy move up. Everybody move one to the left.
Everything moves, Murph.
Hang on, Lizard. We're going to go visit my friends at Brown's. You know it tastes better. Thanks for getting us rolling, Lizard. Hook up my guy, Lizard. That's terrific. Brown's tastes better. My favorite at lunchtime, the Maxwell Street Polish. Oh, man, the grilled onions, the yellow mustard. Like I've been saying for years, you can't even find Maxwell Street anymore. Did you see the big front page story in the Sun-Times? Man, they changed Maxwell Street. Where do you find a good Maxwell Street Polish? At Brown's, it tastes better. Let's go back to the phone.
Hey, Murph.
Jay, I'm very busy. What do you want?
What's your beef?
Oh, Jay, thank you. I thought you'd never ask. Position.
Position.
Now, you read about Joe Madden the other day. Managers occasionally screw up the lineup card, right? He didn't have a DH. He had two third basemen. A pitcher had to end up batting into 3-hole, all that, right? You followed that story.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, Jay. All the network guys, the evening sports, baseball week in review, baseball nightly, they all then came on and said, well, he had two third basemen listed on his lineup card. Let me ask you a question. Position was my beef, remember?
Right.
It was a long time ago, I know.
Yes.
Here's the thing. I don't think you have to write down the position on the lineup card. Other than, in the American League, who the DH is. Because think about it. Like if, Ryan Howard's up to bat or Jim Thomey's up to bat. You got a big left-handed pull hitter up to bat. Who's really the third baseman now? Is it short? Sometimes the second baseman's out in right field. After that, you can move fielders around all the time, including Prince Fielder. So you know what my guess is? It doesn't even matter. You can put down 8 third basemen. My guess is. That's my beef. Jay, we got to take a break and catch up on a few things. Tell you what. Gary from Streamwood is on the score. Hello, Gary.
Hi, Murph.
Hey, what's your beef, Gary?
Well, I got a beef against certain Sox fans, not the majority by any means, but certain Sox fans who are always complaining that the Cubs always get the good weather. Who's in town this week? The Sox. This is going to be the best week of weather this year.
Hey, Gary, this is where I say declare, just so everybody knows.
I'm a Cubs fan. I don't dislike the Sox.
But
I rooted for them in the World Series, but it just in the long run, the weather all evens out.
No. You know, factually, I have a feeling the Sox have had worse weather the last few years. Just one of those flukes. But we like
the weather and leather.
Thank you, Gary.
Okay.
That's right. Let's get back to the beef lines. And in line, holding the longest next from Mundaline, Totes is on the score. Hello, Totes.
Hey, Murph, how you doing?
Hi, Totes. Hey, what's your beef?
You read my mind with that Polish, Maxwell Street Polish.
Oh, I'll tell you what, you can't even find Maxwell Street anymore, but you get the Maxwell Street Polish at Brown's, right?
Yeah, well, my beef, my beef is with the owners and who's saying with the economy and they have to cut here and cut there.
Here, cut there, cut there.
Exactly.
All right.
And they don't have money and they have to stay within the budget.
Yes.
Well, mine is for AKA Mr. Jerry Reinsdorf.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Says he doesn't have money for free agents, but yet he's trying to buy the Phoenix Coyotes.
Well, that's going to probably be some group and investors and, leveraged. You get about 20 owners together. They each throw in about 5%. But are you a declared Totes Sox fan or Cubs fan?
Sox fan.
All right. Totes, back in the winter, November, December, January, I remember very few Sox fans calling at least my show, not to speak for the other shows, but very few Sox fans upset that the salary dump was going on. In fact, many Sox fans thought it was the right thing to do. Now I hear more and more Sox fans sort of complaining. Where were you? What side of the coin were you on back in, the off season?
I was on the side of the coin to let's spend some money.
Uh-huh. Let's win now.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
See, here was the dilemma they were in, Totes, and we won't do a long dissertation here. I got phones full with beefers, but they had the four old veterans, Contreras and Tomei and Paulie Konerko and Jermaine Dye, and nothing ready from the farm system right now to speak of. They could have tried to bring in a couple more big veterans or fill in the holes with, veteran guys like an Aaron.
Coco Crisp out in center field.
Well, let me ask you this. Aaron Miles is on the bench with the Cubs. He's not an all-star, but would Aaron Miles be starting right now for the White Sox at second base?
No, but DeRosa might be.
Well, you don't think Aaron Miles would break the starting lineup either over Chris Getz?
Well, they didn't want him to begin with, I don't think.
How about Reed Johnson? Let me ask you about Reed Johnson. He's on the bench with the Cubs. Would he be playing with the White Sox right now?
He'd probably be playing center field.
Well, you see, so it's not like you had to go out and get these $10 million big free agents, but you got to fill some of these holes in with veteran ball players. You know what I mean? There you go. Hey, Totes,
it's hard to learn at this level.
Oh, you got that right. Hey, go visit my friends at Browns. All right, Totes?
All right, thank you.
Hang on, buddy. Nicely done. Let's go next to, Patrick's on the north side of Chicago. Hello, Patrick.
Hey, Murph, how you doing, buddy?
Good. What's your beef?
I got a beef with all the media. Now, I know you're involved in that crew, Murph.
All the media.
Single you out.
Now, that's a pretty broad brush. Okay.
I got a problem, especially with the sports coverers around not giving the Hawks, especially their due diligence in the coverage of their success this season.
Well,
we don't even have a show anymore. We had Jesse Rogers last year.
Oh, I love the little guy.
Dedicated to the Blackhawks.
Well, you know what? I think that at least all I can speak for is from noon to 2. Jay Zawoski, come on, Jay, say hello to our guy here, Patrick. Jay, my producer, Patrick, does a great job after every Hawks game, even though we don't carry him. Jay, you come on and...
after every playoff post game.
Hours and hours of phone calls.
Yeah.
Patrick, we all do our shows differently. I try my best for you. That's all I can do.
I'll tell you, that coverage you did of the Vancouver announcers and the Chicago announcers, the best thing I heard in years. I just want to say that, the Hawks deserve it, and good luck tonight to those Blackhawks.
Hopefully we can play some of those Detroit Red Wings radio calls and hear them crying in their soup also, okay?
Yeah, you got it,
Thanks, Patrick. I appreciate it, buddy. Let's go to... by the way, at Brown's, after you pick up lunch someday, after you get the Italian beef or your Italian sausage, or maybe the meatball sandwich, those big meatballs, the marinara on the French toasted bread, bloop, one of those meatballs will fall right on your Well, right in your pants. Here's what you do. They go, you know what? I've heard so much about the different items at Brown's. How about the Primo Pasta Bowls? Now, this is new at Brown's. Think about this. Cooked fresh to order, such as the Southwestern-style macaroni and cheese. Or, how about this? The Prima Pasta Bowl, the fresh, fire-roasted tomato pesto pasta, the bold flavor. Or, if you like your pasta Alfredo style, I like saying that. How about Brown's creamy Parmesan Alfredo with Italian sausage? Fantastico! The new, delicious, cooked fresh to order Primo Pasta Bowls at Brown's. Let's next bring up, hey, there's my guy in Brookfield. Hello, Guy.
Good to talk to you.
Yes, sir. What's your beef?
My beef is with Lou Piniella, the last game, okay? Two things. First of all, 8th inning, we fight, it's 4-3, we're down. They've got Matsui, Berkman, and Bourne, 3 guys who are way better against righties. He's got Marshall Escano. He puts in Escano. That cost us 2 runs. I like Escano, but the right call was Marshall, okay? That cost us 2 runs. We fight back in the 9th inning, 1st and 2nd, Soto's up. There was nobody in the Houston bullpen. They're stuck with their right-hander on the mound. We've got Hoffpower sitting on the bench. He doesn't pinch hit for Soto. Then also, he didn't pinch run for Lee. You've got Johnson to pinch run for Lee. You put in Hoffpower, base hit, scores for sure. I swear to God, if Lee had gotten thrown at the plate, I would have thrown something through my TV. I can't understand why he didn't make those moves, Murph. I think it cost us the game.
Well, you know what, Guy? Those are 3 excellent examples. As you know, that's part of the fun of baseball, being able to break it down. I'm sure Lou would have an argument for you back and forth. I don't think he'd tell you to go blank yourself like he told a fan in the stands out there the other day. But actually, I think that fan was correct. When Kevin Gregg, he had given up the 2 back-to-back bombs, right? Then there was that base hit up the middle that hit his pitching finger, remember?
Perfect time to take him out.
Perfect time to say, Lou, he just blew my mind that time that Lou didn't say to himself, all right, I can bring it out of the bullpen anybody I want with unlimited time to warm up because of the injury. And
exactly.
Now, I know after the game he said I wanted to give Greg some innings because he hadn't pitched in a long time. So there's always 2 sides of the coin. And the other thing that I do like about Lou Piniella is that he understands there's 162 games. You're going to lose a few games to win the war. You know that old expression.
I was at that Frisco game against when they played their second string lineup. I enjoyed the game. I
had no problem with that. I thought that was a genius move by Lou. Guy, always good to talk to you. Thanks.
Okay, Murph.
Thanks, buddy.
Okay.
I appreciate it very much. Hey, Vuk is on your side. I've been talking about Jeff Vukovich for years, right? Vuk in Park Ridge. For all your insurance needs, Mike Murphy's nationwide insurance agent of the year, family guy, solid as a rock. Everybody knows Vuk. Someday you will also. Jeff Vukovich. Let's go to Jordan, Vernon Hills. Hello, Jordan.
Murph, I have to tell you, unnecessary news conferences. That's my beef.
You're talking after the ball, before the game? What are you talking about exactly?
I'm talking about when Milton Bradley's suspension was reduced from 2 to 1. And let me declare, I'm a diehard Cubs fan, okay? Mm-hmm. But for this guy, he needs to get off his high horse. For him to say, oh, it's just because it's me. Give me a break.
Well, do you believe that he feels that or not? That's the bigger point. Do you believe that he feels that in his heart? That
he makes his own reputation. He has the reputation of going wild, going crazy.
All right, so then you're from and this is interesting. You're from the side that if you're the commissioner's office and Jermaine Dye throws the helmet, you will look at him and say, well, you know what, he's never thrown a helmet and hit the umpire before, so we'll only give him 1 game. But Milton Bradley, whose bill of his helmet touched the umpire, we're going to be more severe with him. So you base your penalty on his track record, which is fine. I just wanted to make sure that's what you're saying.
No, I don't think that they should.
Well, you just said that.
What I'm saying is that you can't touch an umpire, period. We all know that,
That's
right?
not the discussion. I'm asking you if you stand by your original statement, Jordan, that if you've had a bad history, you deserve more penalty for each offense regardless of severity.
I don't think more penalty. I don't think more penalty, Murph. That's not what I mean is that if for him to come and have this news conference saying, "Oh, I only got reduced from 2 to 1."
Well, they told him to probably have the news. So I'm agreeing with you. He should have probably not had a press conference, and that was your initial thing. It was unnecessary for him, right?
Well, that's right, and it reminded me of when Mike Piazza called a news conference to say he wasn't gay.
Well, see, I agree with you that there was no reason for their PR people and Jim Hendry. Ultimately, they should have said, you know what? There's no upside to Milton having a press conference. I would agree with you on that one, but they're probably worried about, like about a month ago when David Schuster, our guy here, we love him, but remember everybody was upset because he wouldn't talk. So I think they overreacted, and for that, I like what you're saying. You're a winner. That's a good beef, Jordan. Hang on. Go visit my friends at Browns. All right, buddy?
Thank you, Murph.
All right. Hook up Jordan in Vernon Hills. That was unnecessary. Why? I'll tell you why. Because they took a lot of heat when he wasn't talking to the press. Sometimes you draw the line. Go, you know what? Like every time that do the managers always come on every time? Before every game, after every game. I understand TV drives the publicity machine. Southside Eric is next on What's Your Beef from Browns. Hello, Eric.
Hello.
Hey, it's Murph. You're on the air. How you doing?
All right. I just want to talk about the crosstown fan rivalry.
Well, what's your beef?
Us Cubs and Sox fans always get in arguments.
What's your beef?
With Cubs fans. It seems like they take this whole thing more serious than Sox fans.
What do you base that on, Eric? Anecdotal evidence, or did you read that?
No, it's all my friends' stuff, and especially you on the air. I mean,
I'm a stinking Cub. I got you. I'm a stinking Cub fan, right? Yeah. The truth comes out. At least, Eric, we didn't have to dump you. Hit the dump button. At least you didn't swear, right?
Yeah.
Good job, Eric. Thank you, buddy. Look at Jay. His finger was right there on the big red button. It's like that TV commercial. The big red button. Bam, bam. Cub fans are worse than Sox fans. I would think it's about equal. That's just me, Sorry for the anecdotal there, Eric. Let's go to Pat from Villa Park. Hello, Pat.
Hi, Murph. How you doing today?
I couldn't be better, Pat. You're going to be my final beefer for What's Your Beef. So give it to me.
Murph, my beef is with these pro athletes saying the word every time they get interviewed. It doesn't do any justice for these kids. And it's like they say it 25 times within a 2-minute interview. It just drives me crazy.
Well, you know what, Pat? It drives me crazy, too. But it used to really bother me. And then, you know what? I thought about it. Maybe I can sway you over on this. I realize these guys are in front of the microphone because they can hit the ball, or they can pass the football, or they can shoot the hockey puck, or they can make a basket. Now, if we're talking about maybe a journalist or a TV, radio guy, like me, then I think you got a valid argument. But these guys, I want them to go out there and hit the ball. You know what I mean?
You got that right. That's amazing.
Hey, Pat, go visit your friendly neighborhood Browns on Murph,
Thank you, Murph.
Thank you, Pat.
Thanks for participating in What's Your Beef. Join Murph for another edition of What's Your Beef. What's Your Beef has been brought to you by Brown's Chicken Sandwiches and Catering and BrownsChicken.com. All winners of the Mike Murphy Show are only eligible to win prizes once in a 60-day period.
That means you, Jay Zawoski.